Welcome to Mint Hill, one of Mecklenburg's oldest and most vigorous communities. We invite you to visit Mint Hill and to observe some of our PADA community projects for 1964. We are proud of our community, especially now as we view the results of another year of living, working, playing, and praying together, all of which have led to a better Mint Hill. Meet the Mint Hill Community Chorus, our director, and the Mint Hill Community Band. Incidentally, we refuse to apologize for the occasional off-key notes. We talked about cutting them and then decided to leave them in. For you see, in a way, this very factor illustrates what we hope to reveal to you in this film. Not perfection, not glory, but community life as it really is. Trying, learning, doing. It is pride, enthusiasm, and accomplishment. It is the warm sense of belonging and a satisfaction in working together. These have been but a few of the direct results of our participation in PADA. Every year finds us undertaking larger goals with more people working more, each contributing time, efforts, and talent, and receiving abundantly in return. Often during this film, you will hear in the background the voices of the Mint Hill Community Chorus, composed of members of the various church choirs and others who just like to sing. The inspiring words of one of the songs, "No Man is an Island," suggests appropriate emphasis for our film. No man is an island, not in a community like ours, where community projects stress working together and doing things together. In order to completely project the image of living in Mint Hill and the benefits of community development, it is a real temptation to look back and review projects from past years, for they continue to grow and mean more to our community each year. Such a project is our community library, a direct result of PADA effort, which this year added new stacks and new books. Here is a shining example of continuing community benefit. As a result of PADA, our lives have been enriched in all the major areas of community life: the home, the school, and the church. Mint Hill is many things. It is a leisurely pace, a welcome relief from busy city life. It is the sound of church bells ringing on Sunday morning. It is families worshiping together in a union service of 6 local churches under the leadership of the Community Council. It is children laughing and playing with space enough to run and romp freely. It is men, women, and children, young and old, armed with paintbrushes and cheerful smiles, painting mailboxes, not only their own, but those of every home in the particular territory assigned to them by the Community Development Council. During the annual roadside cleanup, the council encouraged all residents to spruce up, clean up, paint up, and pick up for a more beautiful Mint Hill. Pardon us if we sound a bit boastful, but 90 volunteer neighbors painted 470 mailboxes this past month. More than 100 cars passed through the Mint Hill safety check this fall. This project, sponsored by the Community Council, stresses the danger of faulty equipment and how accidents can be prevented. The safety check also reminds drivers of safe driving practices behind the wheel. Mint Hill is a 4th of July picnic. We had our share of Continental soldiers in the American Revolution, and more than our shares of signers of the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence. It is no wonder then that 300 citizens gathered for this gala event, emphasizing both our national history and our community life. There was the thrill that comes to every American when the colors are presented. There was the inspiration of patriotic song and sprightly march music. Our community band made its first appearance. This band, made up of young people and adults, finds musicians in various stages of development, some just learning to play, others having reached a stage of real accomplishment. Our community gathered for food spread on one table in old-fashioned picnic style. But the day was not all looking and listening and eating. Finally, everybody got into the act. There were ball games for various age groups, races to run, dodgeball to play, old friendships to be strengthened, and new friendships to be made. Finally, a happy crowd went home at the end of a day enjoyed by all. This is a community where no man is an island. For the 10th summer in a row, our recreation program engaged the interest of our young people. More than 75 youngsters enjoyed a program that lasted 4 hours each weekday for 5 weeks. But a recreation program demands leadership, and leadership requires money. A chicken supper did the trick. Under the sponsorship of the Community Council, everyone pitched in, and at the end of the day there was a net profit of $300 to be added to the amount provided by the United Community Services. These funds secured the services of 2 trained adult leaders and 2 youth assistants to guide the program for real meaning and purpose. I love a parade, especially a hometown parade. Labor Day, which always presents a problem in traffic safety, was the ideal day for an event that would help people enjoy being at home on a holiday. Judging from the size of the crowd that came to line the road, everybody wanted a parade. Applause greeted the participants all along the way. Led by the VFW Color Guard, a 35-unit parade followed Honorary Marshal Zeb Strawn, Honorary Chairman of the Board of the Piedmont Area Development Association, through the streets of our community. Local beauties decorated snappy convertibles. Boys and girls learning bicycle safety vied for prizes for the best decorated bicycle of the show. The active youth program of our community was much in evidence. Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts. A cattle auction float helped to emphasize the activities of the 4-H Club and the future farmers. To the delight of youngsters up to 90, the Carolina Clowns heard about our parade and came to share the day with us. It was a real hometown parade with more than 150 participants. Then, of course, there were the horses. The parade ended at the first annual Mint Hill Horse Show, which was sponsored jointly by the Mint Hill Development Council and the Goose Creek Saddle Club. Hard-working committees came with bated breath, wondering what would happen. 100 entries had been expected, but before the show was over, final registration totaled 242 entries. To the delight of all, Ringmaster Walker announced that 2 of the events were the largest he had judged in North Carolina this year. Many of the people who came had never seen a horse show, and they found real enjoyment in this form of recreation. Even the youngsters who couldn't see over the crowd enjoyed the festive air of the whole afternoon. What did it matter that cold drinks ran out and there weren't enough hot dogs and hamburgers? After all, we had hoped for a crowd of at least 500, and when the day was over, the Charlotte Observer had estimated that 5,000 people had attended. But life in a community is not all picnics, paint-ups, or even parades. There is work to be done to produce better incomes for our community. Through the result of community effort and community progress, 12 new businesses have been added this year, and 4 older businesses have been expanded. This brings us to the last and what we feel to the most rewarding project. For a long time, we have felt that a local bank would serve more than anything else to strengthen the economic life of our community. More than 4 years ago, the Community Council appointed a bank committee. At last, it was discovered that the American Bank and Trust Company of Monroe was interested. Community meetings with the bank representatives for over a year resulted in the decision to test community interest. The committee secured the help of 40 local men and women to go on a house-to-house canvass of the homes and businesses of Mint Hill. With this information in hand, the committee continued to work with the bank, which made its own thorough study of the local situation. Potential was favorable, and application was made to the State Banking Commission. 20 local businessmen and women went to Raleigh to present the petition on behalf of the community. What a feeling of accomplishment when we learned that our efforts had been successful. Work went forward immediately. On September the 19th, the Community Council, along with bank officials and owners of the building, invited the people of Mint Hill to attend the dedication ceremony and reception in order to inspect the new building. More than 500 citizens attended, bringing with them a new kind of community pride as they welcomed a full-service bank to Mint Hill. We believe that this is one of the few such institutions located outside an incorporated town. These have been some of the highlights that a tour through Mint Hill produce. We hope you will come back to see us again. In the meantime, we will be at work in our community, enjoying the fact that the stimulus of the Piedmont Area Development Program has helped us to help ourselves. We take pride in the fact that just as our bank building was locally contracted and built, so this film was photographed, recorded, edited, and produced by members of our community.